Hi everybody and welcome back to some more F1 2015. This is Carl Gunner Grover 14 here. And in today's video we have round number 7, the Canadian Grand Prix. And also guys, if you didn't manage to check out round number 6 at Monaco GP, pause this video now and have a look in the description below and I'll leave a link, because that race was really good and I hope you enjoy that one as well. Right, let's get into this race. The Canadian Grand Prix is a circuit that I'm not too bad on. I'm better on this one than I am on the Monaco circuit, so hopefully we can better the result in that one. I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen that race yet. Right, let's get into the qualifying and hopefully get a good place. Here we go.
It's just after lunch here in Montreal. Time to put the knives and forks down. In a couple of minutes, the lights will turn green to signal the start of qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. The Canadian Grand Prix has been dominated over the years by Ferrari, McLaren and Williams. They have over 30 wins between them, so I expect a good showing from all of those teams here again today.
That's true, but Mercedes have such a strong package this year, it would surely be a mistake to rule them out of a chance of winning. However, Montreal is a very different type of circuit though, where you have to run the lowest downforce settings of the season so far. It's also extremely hard on brakes, so it's all to play for in today's session.
Right, so we're on our qualifying lap here, yeah, and I've really enjoyed practice today. We managed to spend about 15-20 minutes tweaking our setup for today's race, and if the conditions stay like this, I'm going to be quite confident with the race. We were hitting 116s, and that was getting us about 3rd or 4th on the grid, and I'd be quite happy to start in that position. Yeah, we're going to really find it hard to push Hamilton and Rosberg in the race, but yeah, on this level it's quite difficult to get pole position, but yeah, I feel confident if I can get the my pit strategy right and put in some decent laps. Yeah, this is going to be a good race. It's, like I said, it's a circuit that I quite like. The only section I find hard is this slow speed corner coming up right at the start of the long straights. Sometimes I kept on running off the end or just not getting the braking right. That's something that I'm really going to have to pay attention in the race, but hopefully we can get that right. So what time are we going to get? So we're sitting in P5 at the moment. Right, let's really try and put our foot down here, try and get the best time. We've really got to get this tight little section here right, going into the finish straight. Oh, we've got that section. Oh, that was not bad at all. We went through there really quickly. That was really good. What time are we going to get? 1:15. Oh my god, that is the fastest time I've set. Oh, is that gonna? Did that get us pole? That was an unbelievable time. That was way quicker than anything we did in practice. Ah, yes, we got pole. I cannot believe we left it into qualifying to bring out the time like that, and that's given us the best chance in the race today. I'm so happy with that. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Now we're going to be sitting at the front of the grid. Now let's get into this race and really give it 110%. So here we go.
It's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's time to go racing here in Montreal. The Grand Prix de Canada was a firm favourite of Michael Schumacher, who won here a record 7 times. Many of our drivers today would be really happy just to win it once. For a former world champion with over 250 race starts under his belt, Jenson Button's never been known for his strong qualifying pace, but the time he set to take pole position was simply stunning. If he drives like that today, I wouldn't bet against him bringing home the victory for McLaren.
His work isn't done yet. He still needs to take the advantage of being on pole and turn it into a race win. As long as he has no mechanical issues and can stay out of trouble in that first corner, he could make this the perfect weekend.
Lewis Hamilton described the win last time out as one of the best of his career. With the strength of that Mercedes this season, he has the perfect tool at his disposal to get more race wins.
Well, we all know how good Lewis can be when his mind is in the right place. He can be really hard on himself though when things don't go his way, but when they do, he's pretty much unbeatable.
Right, so here we go with the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, we haven't been Hamilton or Rosberg off the line all championship. Let's try and get a good start here. We need to get in that first corner ahead of Hamilton if we can. Hamilton's coming out the outside of us. No, we managed to get in the corner just before he managed to turn in. So that's a good start. Just managed to close in just before he got a chance to overtake. Right, let's try and put in a decent first couple of laps. We want to hold P1 if we can. Right, we don't want to make any mistakes. Any mistakes could cost us really dearly at the start of this race. It looks like F1's got off to a good start. No accidents. That's really good. I know sometimes in that first section, I know in practice there was quite a few accidents, but none so far. So that's positive. Right. Let's see if we can manage to gap some of these races behind us. But Rosberg's overtaken Hamilton. So Rosberg's found some early pace. That's good. Right, let's get into this tough corner. Found this really tough in the practice and qualifying. Right, we're doing all right so far. So first lap almost out of the way, and we're sitting in a good position. This is what I wanted at the start of this race. We know that they're going to have the speed on the straight, so we're going to need to extend that gap somehow. I might run a few laps on standard and then maybe go on rich mix and trying to extend that gap to at least a few seconds. We want to be ahead before we go into pitting if we can, and hopefully if we get that right, then we can win this Grand Prix. That is the aim. But oh, Hamilton's just overtaken Rosberg, so them two are battling out. That could be a good thing for us. Maybe that keep them occupied while we can just run away with this Grand Prix. But it's still early days. We're only on the second lap, so don't get ahead of yourself. Right. Not running really fast at the moment. This is a much slower pace than we did in qualifying, but we're leading, and that's the main thing. But oh God, Hamilton tried to come in. Oh, I just managed to close him down there. God, Hamilton tried it on there. Every turn they're gonna try and nip down the inside, or they're gonna just leave it to the straight. That's where they're gonna be strongest. Oh no, like I said, I kept on doing that in practice. Need to get that break in really early. We don't run it off the track, because otherwise we're gonna lose places sooner in this race than we want to. Right, comes the end of this second lap, and Hamilton's going down in the outside of me. Is he going to get the turn in? No, just managed to get the turn in before he got a chance to overtake. We had the better line there. Right, we picked this race up at the end of lap 5, and we've managed to get a couple of seconds gap. We stuck the car on rich mix. We managed to put in some cracking lap times. We've been hitting about 1:16s, and we've managed to get a bit of a lead. And at the moment, things are going all right. So we're trying to keep a steady pace now. We're back on standard revs, and we're really settling into this race well. Like I said, Canadian Grand Prix has been a good track for me. So at the moment, things are going well. If we can hold on to this until pitting, then hopefully our tactics, we might go another extra lap. We will come out still in the lead, and we can win this Grand Prix. But still, anything can happen. There's still time for them to catch up. And like you just heard a moment ago, now Rosberg's put and Hamilton has started to put good laps in. They're in on mixture free, so they're going to try and attack soon. They're going to try and catch up. So right, let's stick it back on rich, and let's try and extend that a little more if we can before we pit in. Try not to make any more mistakes. We're doing it really all right for fuel as well, which is good. So everything's working out so far. Famous last words. And I hope you're enjoying this series, guys. I can't believe we're already on part 7. This game, it's only been out just over a week, and it's been a massive improvement on any other F1 game that I've played. I'm just enjoying it so much, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. Right, so stick it back on standard now. We want to make sure we conserve that fuel. We don't want to run out, and we may use the rich mix right at the end if we need to. Right. So, looks like we've got Vettel behind us now. Vettel's overtaken Rosberg. So we've got a Ferrari behind us, which is not always a good thing. We know Vettel's really good round Canada. And, well, he starts putting in the times that he also did in qualifying, he was also was quite quick as well, then we're in trouble. Right, we're on lap 7. Still a long way to go. But yeah, there hasn't been many accidents in this race so far, which is quite surprising. There was quite a few in practice. So we picked this race up at the end of the 8th lap, and the pit window's open now, but we decided like earlier on that we were going to go an extra lap on these tyres. They're still okay, they're a little bit chewed up, but it's just like I said earlier on, the brakes are the only issue at the moment. I really need to get some heat into those discs. I'm running wide at a couple of the tough corners, but apart from that we're still going alright, and hopefully these strategies that we're going to use are going to work. We're going to go into the pits next lap and hopefully have a greater gap over Rosberg. It may work, it may not, but it's worth a try. Conditions are good, we're feeling good in the race. We've managed to fend off all attacks so far, but there's still another 9 laps to go. Anything can happen. Right, let's get to the end of this lap. Try and put in a good time if we can, even though we're on worn tyres. These option tyres have lasted quite well, considering how demanding this circuit is and the speeds that you're running on them. Right, now we're going to pit now, and hopefully this tactics we've used will work. Right, let's go. You can run into the pit full pelt. Couldn't do this in real life, but it seems to work on the game. Right, please change these tyres as quick as you can, lads. We want to get out in front of Rosberg with a greater gap. Come on, chop chop. 2.3. I'll take that. Right, so where's Rosberg? Can't see him on the mini-map at the moment. Oh no, there he is. Oh no, this is going to be so close. We're only going to come out just in front of him, are we? Oh, this could go all wrong. Are we going to come out? Oh god. Well, the gap isn't as big as I would have liked it, but we're still in the lead. That's the main thing. And sometimes those tactics work, sometimes they don't. But I can't say the gap's any smaller than it was before he pitted. So we're no better off. Right, we've got to get used to these tyres now. We've got to get some heat into these tyres. They're going to be at a slightly different grip level. And hopefully we can fend off any challenges until we get in the rhythm again. Right, we're on the 10th lap. There's still 8 laps to go. Oh god, but I think Rosberg's pulled away from Vettel, so he's out on his own as well. So that can't be bad for us. We've only got to fend off one challenge. Right, so we're coming at the end of lap 10. And so far so good. We're still doing well. Right, we jumped onto this race on lap 12. And Rosberg's caught us up. And he's really going to be piling the pressure on now. He's lapping pretty quick now. He seemed to have found his pace in this race. And now with 6 laps to go, we're going to be under threat. Right, coming into this straight, we know the Mercedes is very, very quick here, and he's really going to fly down this straight here. Now, look at that Mercedes go. He's got his DRS, and he's going to fly past. We've really got to try and get to that corner before he can get us past. No, he's going to fly past us. Look at it go. There's nothing we can do. Can we get... Oh, we just managed to get the turn in before he gets chance to get cut in front of us. Let's take a quick look at that. That Mercedes is so quick on the straight. Absolutely blitzed the McLaren. We just managed to hold off and defend again. Right, let's get back into the race. So we're just entering lap 13 now, and Rosberg has found his pace in this race, and we are going to be really, really under pressure now. And I think Vettel's caught up as well. They're all starting to lap really quick now, coming towards the end of this Grand Prix, and we're going to really have to be so defensive, because we know we haven't got the speed on those straights, and even the Ferraris are much quicker than the McLaren. So here we go. This is where the race really starts to come alive, I think. Now it's been pretty tame so far up until lap 12, and now it's all come alive. Right, so that's coming up to this difficult corner here. We really need to be defensive here again. Oh, we've run it wide. Oh no, that was a mistake. And Rosberg's come up the inside, but we just managed to close him down. But we know he's got the speed down this straight to take us again. Is he going to mount another challenge? Is he going to get enough speed to get past us and actually make the pass? Oh, I think he's going to do it this time. No, he doesn't. He still didn't have the speed to get the turn in, and we managed to defend again. Let's have another look at that. Totally mucked that corner up there. He gets a really good drive out that corner, and he uses the power of the Mercedes to go down that straight and get past us, but he goes on the outside again. If he had gone down the inside, I reckon he would have got the pass, but we just held our line. We knew we could defend from there, and we did again. Look at that. Brilliant. Right, so we're on lap 13. We're going to have to put on rich mix now. I reckon we can go rich mix for the rest of the race now, and we're going to try and find the pace and try and hit some 1:16 lap times and try and get a gap, because otherwise we probably won't even finish on the podium place, because we've got 3 other cars behind us. I think we've got Rosberg, Vettel, and I think that's Bottas behind Vettel. I don't know where Hamilton is. I think Hamilton's just a little bit, about a second or so behind Bottas. So they're all catching up now. They're trying to put in their fastest laps. Everyone wants a podium place now. Coming to midway point. Oh damn, ran that. Got a warning there. Got to stop making mistakes. Really under pressure. Right. Let's get a better corner here. Don't make a mistake that we did. Oh god, I think these tyres I thought these tyres would last longer than the option tyres, but they just feel like they've got no grip at all these last couple of laps. I don't think we're going to find the speed, and here comes another challenge. Rosberg's going to go for it again. This time he really does get past, but again he slams his brakes on. If we keep holding that position, we know unless he comes up the inside of us, he's not going to get round that corner faster than us. He needs to get the pass. Let's have another look at that. That was, I don't think it was any closer than the last lap. But we had Vettel coming up behind him as well. See, we just managed to get in just before he does. Right, so lap 15. And things are starting to get really interesting now. Right, again, we're on that section again. We've jumped forward on this lap, on lap 15 again. Oh, Rosberg's made contact. He really wants to get past now, but that has worked in our favour, because we've managed to control the car, and that's given us a little bit of a gap because it stalled him a bit. But I think Vettel's got ahead of Rosberg, so we've got Vettel behind us. Oh god, ran into that corner too fast there. Can't make any more mistakes like that. We don't want to get a penalty. There's no need to panic. We've done some really good defending in this race so far. There's no point making mistakes. If they pass us, they pass us. Right, so we jump towards the end of lap 16 here, and they're still right behind us. We're going to come into this corner. Oh god, we've just got no grip at all. Absolutely no grip. And Vettel's going to make he's going to make a challenge. He was really close to us again. He didn't make contact, I don't think. But I don't think he's going to catch us, is he? Yeah, I think that Ferrari's going to catch us. Is he? I don't think he's going to get past us in time. That's about the same as what Rosberg did. So we can get the turn in. Oh god, this is getting so close now. Let's have another look at that. That must have been close as well. Look at the speed of their cars over ours. Why the hell did I go from McLaren? But we still managed to get the line through that section there into the finish straight, and we're still leading the race. Right, we jump onto lap 17, and Vettel's decided to make a pass earlier on in the lap, and he gets past us, but we just managed to close him down. Oh my god, that was close. Right, let's have another look at the replay on that. That must have been really close. Oh, look at that. Let's look at it from this side view here. So Vettel comes up the outside of us. He tries to get a better line, but he slams those brakes on. He knew he couldn't get past us in time. Right, let's have another look at that, but we'll have a look at it from Vettel's view. Look, he's running behind us. Look, he gets a bit of slipstream. He tries to dart up the inside. He thinks he can get the pass before the turn, but then he slams his brakes on and I close him down. So I did the right thing there. That was excellent defence. Right, so we're on lap 17 here. There's not long to go. this race is going to get really close. Is there another challenge going to come from either Vettel or Rosberg? There's not a lot of time left. We're coming up to the end of lap 17 here, going into the final lap, and they're not going to have many more chances. And I think I've extended the gap here. They're not going to. Don't think they're going to be able to make a challenge here. But I'm saying that, here comes Vettel. Look at the speed of that Ferrari. It's come flying down there, but no, it was too late to make that challenge, and I managed to get through there okay. But we'll have another look at that anyway. Look, there's 4 of them coming down that straight there, so they're all bunched up. Right, we're on lap 18. We've got half the lap to go, and I think we're home and dry here. We've managed to just get a little bit of a gap between us and the other 4 cars behind us. And I think Rosberg and Hamilton are fighting over that 3rd position. Right, coming into the last section here. They're too far away to challenge. This is going to be absolutely an amazing victory. I think we really earned this victory today. We've had to defend on so many occasions. We didn't really make a good pit in. It didn't really work. Didn't give us a greater gap. But it worked out in the end anyway. And we're going to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Excellent. On my first win since I upped the level. And that was an amazing race. At first it was quite standard. It was quite there was not a lot happened, but it came alive from about lap 12 when Rosberg caught up and Vettel caught up. It was an absolute battle to keep them from overtaking me. The speed of the Ferrari and the Mercedes over the McLaren is too much. Really going to have a look at the setup and try and push this McLaren to get a bit more speed out of it, because on the straights I just get absolutely destroyed. So that gives us another 25 points. It's looking good in the championship now. I think we can go on from here and go into the next round with a bit more confidence. And what's the lead? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Right, here we go.